don't know how squatters' rights work, but whenever I see them work, I'm disgusted. I see those
Yes.
videos sometimes of these people, and like the homeowner is like, so this is my house. I bought it as an investment, during the .com bubble. Actually, right after that popped, and man, I got a good deal on it. It's well, it was worth $325,000, but well, let me show you. And there's like crackheads living in his house. He's like, "Yo, I'm D-Rod." It's like, yeah, this is D-Rod. He refuses to leave. I ain't going nowhere.
I think
it's
it's
his
based
wife.
on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like Kyle, I'm always on the homeowner side. Always. I've never seen a situation in which I thought the freeloader should be able to remain in that house. I don't know. I kind of get like eviction notice. Maybe you need 30 days to throw someone out because things get rough if you don't have a place to sleep real fast. So 30 days, maybe. Squatters' rights? I can't even begin to fathom why that's okay.
No.
If they cut 30 to 14 and gave people 2 weeks notice to get the heck out, I don't think I'd be opposed to that.
I've seen on Reddit people talking about how to deal with it. Like someone's like, I've got squatters. Like they make it sound like they've got termites. And quickly, and
bed bugs.
Like, the orchid man comes in. He's like, here's what you got to do. And apparently there are these scenarios where you just can't get them out in a timely fashion. Like, well, they're going to have to go through this hearing and that hearing and these proceedings and talk to the city. It's going to be a while. But what you can do, you own the property, of course. You can do all the home improvement you want. So you can make it unlivable. You can remodel the floors and have the floors taken out. You can turn the power and the water off. You can take the doors off. The front, you can do whatever you want. And as far as that goes. So there are these people who are like in this ridiculous standoff with squatters where they're making their own house uninhabitable to try to make the fucking bums leave.
So I've seen there's a YouTube channel, the guy who does that I've seen before, but my dad and my uncle bought a house. I was really young at the time. I was probably like, I don't know, 7, 8, whatever kindergarten age is. And they bought this house like a mile away from the house we grew up in, and they were going to remodel it and rent it out. Well, their first tenant was a single mother of 3. And she paid rent, was a great tenant for like 3 months, and then just stopped. Well, it's like state law based. And at the time, basically, it was like you cannot evict, state of Indiana, you cannot evict a single mother.
Ooh.
So they were just stuck with this stranger, living in their house that they had just spent all this money and remodeled for months and months and months, and they fucking destroyed it to the point where it's like, I get, like putting holes in the wall to hang up like a, your plaque or whatever, but it's like you're a woman. Why are you punching holes in the drywall? Like that type shit. It was completely destroyed. They ripped up the linoleum floors. Like they invested all this money into this house, and this bitch and her kids fucked it up in like fucking a year. And so they just sold it. Like it was a total loss for them.
That's so crazy. I can't imagine being that shitty because when I leave a rental place, like I pay cleaners to come in and like I leave it the way I like got it. For one thing, they'll take your goddamn deposit. But for another, like it's just a decent thing to do. I don't like returning someone's thing back to them even dirty. If I borrow something from you, you should get it back as you gave it. I hate that. Yeah, I don't know how squatters' rights are a thing. I guess I see a little bit of the idea of like kicking a single mother out on the streets, but there should, if the government is going to make it so I can't kick her out, what they really should be doing is providing a place for her.
Taking care of her. Yeah, it's not
You
a fucking
take her
inheritance.
in.
I was saying, because
in.
we were not fucking wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. It was like I said, my dad was a contractor. My uncle was doing pretty well off. So they, so far as I understand, had, like an agreement between the two of them. It's like, hey, I'll, front the money for this house. You fix it up. Because he lived out of state at the time. And then we'll rent it out and kind of reap the profits. And that didn't go the way they planned.
Every time my dad has rented a place, he's done it twice. When he first moved to where he lives now, before we sold our old house, he rented it briefly. Like, oh, this makes sense, and it didn't. They stole. His race car shop where he built cars and had his like hunting bows and trophies and stuff was it on the property. They raided it, stole his stuff, and he went there and he was like asking the guys like, you don't know what happened to my carburetor and my bow and my boots, do you? A few things have come up missing. And he's like,
blocking the doorway.
No idea. And the guy had like an 8-year-old daughter or something playing in the yard. And when the guy wasn't looking, Dad went and talked to her and said, "Hey, you don't know what happened to my boots, do you?" And she went, "My daddy got your boots." Fucking ratted him out.
That's funny.
So he got his boots back in the end.
I was a bad renter once. I didn't mean to be. Jack and I moved
Most
into this
important
little
of all,
townhouse.
not the race car parts or the house.
And I don't know, a couple months after living there, we got 2 puppies, and we were housebreaking the puppies. We both had jobs, so they were like alone in the house as puppies, and came home to a mess almost every day. When it was time to move out, we cleaned it top to bottom. We did everything. We rented a steam cleaner and tried to clean the carpets, but the smell of urine was seemingly not removable. We wanted our deposit back though. So like when they came to inspect the place, it looked so spotless. Like the carpet was just steam cleaned. Everything looked great, as good or better than when we moved in. But every window was open. And he's like, "Not bad. I see a little bit of water damage on the kitchen floor." Yeah, that's like 30 gallons of urine, but I'm not going to say that. As far as you know, we're just sloppy dishwashers. And so I was like, "Well, we'll take out like $25 for the tile repair and call that good." I'm like, "You got it." I know. When they re-entered that building with the windows closed, they were like, this is not what we thought. But we had already got our deposit.
Yeah, landlord beware. I'm kind of with you on that one. Like that happened to you as much as you know what I mean? Like that's how I see that one. That time I destroyed my apartment, I felt like the victim. I mean, I guess it was my fault, but I was 19.
I was with
my 19th birthday. I was about to go to my birthday dinner. I was in my first apartment that I'd ever gotten in life. And I had all of my clothes that I owned in life in a pile on the floor because I'd just done like laundry. And I was ironing. I ironed my shirt for my birthday dinner and I hung it up from the ceiling. And now I was ironing my like pants or something else. And when I hung my shirt, I hung it from the sprinkler system. And and I know now how a sprinkler system works. It's kind of a piston system where that red little plastic thing up there, it melts and shatters, and if it gets too hot, and that releases a valve that immediately springs downward and it gushes water out. I know that because when I went to retrieve my shirt, I broke the red crystally thing and unleashed thousands and thousands of gallons of rusty water onto my head at high pressure, and all of my clothing that I owned in the world, all my like work shirts, all of the clothing that I owned that I would wear to work or anywhere.
I like
ruined.
how your like work shirts are the real thing that like the damage done here. He's in like a $500,000 apartment building, and he's like, "All my t-shirts and shorts were stained."
Did it set off the sprinklers for the whole building?
No, so it's a localized thing. I've just broken that one little thing and made that one sprinkler, and it's right as soon as you walk in the door, it's straight up. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's right by the entryway door, and it's spraying my kitchen, it's spraying my living room, and it's spraying what I guess you call a foyer, but really is big enough for one person to stand in. And it's coming out with so much pressure, so much volume. And look, I'm panicking and I'm 18, just turned 19. So I grabbed a towel and like mushed it onto the sprinkler briefly. And the volume of water that ran down my arm, I was like, only in that moment could I tell the volume because it's spraying out at high pressure and it's kind of spritzing everywhere. But when I felt it, I was like, "Oh, it's doomsday." So I grab my clothes and I sprint to the back bedroom and I throw them on the floor. I'm soaked with the rust water and I know I have to abandon ship here, like leave the apartment. So I strip off all my clothes, put on dry clothes, and then run past the sprinkler outside. And it's only now that the roar of the sprinkler is not deafening. And I can hear the meow, 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 and the whoop, whoop of the fire department showing up and the building's sirens going off. And this is when I realized all of my neighbors are outside standing with their arms crossed, looking at the building. They have no idea that I'm the cause of this. So I joined this group. Like
you're covered in rust water. Who could have done this?
Just dripping wet. What the fuck happened in there?
I didn't have much. I did a good job. So like I did change clothes before I came out, and I used a towel to shield myself somewhat, so I didn't look a mess. Like I didn't stand out as being soaked or anything.
Mhm.
I was a little spritzed. You know what I mean?
Would
So
you say more or less spritzed than everyone else?
well, it's hot and sweaty. It's Georgia. I blended in, and we're all kind of discussing what has gone wrong. And I'm like, yeah, this is me. It's actually. I told him that it just.
You should have been like, my
Yeah.
theory was a jackass put a
Yes.
hanger after
Some
ironing a shirt for his
dumbass,
birthday.
I
Could
said
have been anybody.
spontaneous sprinkler activation was my theory, and I led the fireman into my apartment, and I was like, now listen, as soon as you open the door, it's going to spray you. And I guess he took that as like a figurative warning, because he just opened the door and stuck his head in, and it just like he comes back out and he's got a stripe of like water down his body, and he's like, oh yeah, it's right as soon as you walk in. And they have a special tool to like go up in there and turn it off. So they turned it off. There were inches of standing water in my apartment. The only things that made it out and were reusable were my Lord of the Rings box set
Nice.
and my Tupperware, maybe like every
480p.
my fucking Magnavox, it was ruined. Like my couch, everything was just destroyed. Everything was destroyed. I had to restart life in that moment. And then the apartment complex puts it all on my credit and does that. I was told that there was something put on my credit called a hawk alert. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Sounds bad, doesn't it?
Yeah. It sounds like they're keeping an eye on you.
I
Make
had
sure you don't destroy any other property with, misplaced hangers.
I had my boss run my credit at work like a few months later, and he was like, "You got a hawk alert on here," and I didn't know what that meant, but it sounded real bad.
Yeah. You were a real kind of a wet bandit.
It was thousands of dollars of damage. They said I wasn't about to be held responsible at 18 or 19.
You had a little
for-
period, I bet, where like you had to get rid of the couch and everything, and you went back to like mattress on the floor, no couch mode.
Oh, apparently a hawk alert or similar fraud alert on your credit report is a warning that indicates a potential risk of identity theft or fraudulent activity associated with, I didn't see what I did as fraud. That was a little accident that happened one evening.
How would that
you
be
know?
fraud? What was there to gain?
I did tell them that it spontaneously
Oh,
did
Did they
its
buy
thing.
it?
Well, they put it on my credit, so clearly not.
I
They did not buy it.
I've got
And
a-
thus the hawk alert.